we know what happened to Mike Williams. He was murdered. Now that we have recovered the remains of Mike Williams and have additional forensic evidence, our focus has shifted to bringing those responsible for his death to justice, and we will not stop until that is done.
And it took 30 people plus cadaver dogs 5 days for 16 hours a day until they finally found Mike's body. That following year, in May of 2018, the police arrested Denise at her accounting job in Florida at Florida State University. She just so happened to be on her way to her daughter's 19th birthday party when she was greeted by the officers. They charged her with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and accessory after the fact. Now, she didn't say a word or show much of any emotion when they took her in, and I can't imagine what was going on through her mind because, as we know, Denise cared the most about what other people thought about her. And this arrest was very public. It was in front of all of her coworkers. The police believed that Denise and Brian began planning Mike's murder in the spring of 2000, around 9 months before they actually killed him. Now, of course, Denise played innocent in all of this. She insisted that she had nothing to do with the murder, that it was all Brian. She pleaded not guilty, and she was held in jail without bail. And she stuck to her story. That's what she said during her trial too, that she was innocent. Denise tried arguing that Brian killed Mike all on his own, and then he falsely accused her because he was angry about their divorce. He was just trying to retaliate. So after just 4 days of testimony and 8 hours of jury deliberation, Denise was found guilty of all of her charges. Her sentencing trial was in February the following year, and there, Mike's mother, Cheryl, gave a very powerful victim impact statement.
They told me Mike drowned and got eaten by alligators, and there was no need for an investigation. They laughed at me and called me crazy. 9 months after Mike disappeared, his wife, Denise, told me if I continued to seek a criminal investigation, I would lose Ansley. If I had not done what I did for 17 years, Mike's disappearance would have never been solved. I am Mike's mother, and I did what God told me to do. My son's horrific death demands justice. With today's sentencing of Denise Williams, I believe justice will have been served.
Denise ended up getting life in prison. She appealed the next year due to there being no real hard evidence that she was involved in Mike's murder, and believe it or not, her murder conviction did end up getting overturned. But there was enough evidence to keep the conspiracy to commit murder conviction, which meant that she would still be serving a pretty hefty sentence of 30 years in prison.